Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. Today we're talking about 2024 trends. Join us as we talk about what's new in fashion, home decor, fitness, and more. Let's get started. Listeners, today we're talking about 2024 trends, and one of the most fun things about a new year is looking at what new things are coming our way. So today we're going to look at what the predicted trends are in several different areas. And I'm excited about this episode because Julie and Mindy, you guys did most of the research and I just get to glean.
You're going to love all that I'm about to tell you, Marie.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. So why don't we start off with Mindy's favorite subject, because she's kind of known on this podcast as bringing us fashion insight. And I know you're super excited to share with us what the 2024 trends are for fashion, Mindy.
I actually am, and I'm not even going to hide my thrill at doing this topic. I even prepared days ago, you guys. I was so excited to do this topic. And so, yes. Now, when you go to search for fashion trends, I opted to not use the Vogue article because it looked like runway models and it was very not midlife.
Mm-hmm.
So I found another article because there's just a plethora of places you can look for what those fashion trends are. I opted to go with the Today Show. I feel like they kind of speak to our midlife woman. They're very reasonable. And then I was so excited about what I found. So let's just jump right in.
Okay, yeah.
I did put these in categories. So the first category is tops. The 2024 trends for tops are a cropped trench coat, cropped shacket.
Wait, now let me just go back. Isn't the very nature of a trench coat that it's long? How can you have a cropped trench coat?
Listen, this is purely for fashion sense. This trench coat's not going to do anything.
This is not to keep you dry in the rain, Marie.
That's not the point. Let that go.
Okay.
The old school London fog trench coat to wear in the rain. Don't think that. No, this is purely a shell that looks like a trench coat. It's kind of weird looking. I was like, I don't know that I would fully do that.
Yeah.
The bottom half of you is going to be wet.
Exactly. Don't expect to stay dry. All right.
This is for looks only.
Looks only. And then you remember we talked about the shacket last year or the year before. I can't remember when that whole situation came out. It's like the sweater jacket. Well, now it's cropped. So also cropped.
Not keeping you warm.
And then the next thing is a cropped blazer. So now that's kind of cute. Like the cropped blazers that I saw were kind of cute. And of course, you can be more trendy with something like that. But I mean, all different types of materials too. Like you could do a linen situation in the summer. You can do like more of a wool situation in the winter. I don't know, but that one was kind of cute. All right. And then this next one, I actually just recently bought at Target. I was like, oh, good. I was on trend. I didn't even know it. It's a long sleeved, oversized button down boyfriend shirt. Target right now, I'm just going to put this out there, has a bunch of colors in this very type of shirt, and it's got a nice venting on the side. And so I can send a link for that because it's definitely super easy to wear. If you still are rocking your skinny jeans, which probably half of us are, to most of us are, this looks great with any type of like skinnier pant.
Okay. Now, would you wear this out? Would you wear it tucked in?
I wear it out, like very, very relaxed. A very relaxed look, kind of beachy look, but also depending on what shoes you put with your jeans, even with like a flare jean or a kick out jean or a straight leg jean, like you could do sandal wedges or you could do ballet flats or you could do little white tennis shoes. There's so many different things you could do with this, but very easy breezy kind of. Like when you don't want to look like you tried too hard, but you actually did try, this is the shirt.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to pants. The first, I wrote this down, but I will never buy these. Ramet jeans.
How is
So
that working?
it's literally like
Where's the grommet?
all over. Like there's
Oh,
like
like little
vents
holes?
throughout. Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Nah.
Look, I was like, all right. So I was just going to tell you guys that was there. And then the other pant that is trending is easy wide leg pants. And you've seen this, like you're starting to see this in athleisure, the wide leg.
Right.
Honestly, I'm going to go back to Target again because I have bought those. I called them my magic pants. And Marie,
Right.
you bought the same one, like the linen
Yeah.
drawstring wide leg pant.
Uh-huh.
So you're just going to continue to see a wide leg pant out there.
Okay. And that look works well with the crop tops.
Yeah, you can do that with a crop top because you still want to look like you have a waist or a figure. So you don't want to put the boyfriend oversized shirt with wide leg pants
Right.
necessarily.
Yeah. You look like a tent walking around.
Fitted top with wide leg pants or fitted pants with a wider top. That makes sense.
Yeah.
To match that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm super excited to move us on to shoes because shoes always fit.
True.
So, and there's a lot here. So I'm just going to start reading off. For like a dressier shoe, sling back pumps, like a sling back. Think about the little strap that goes around the heel. And then this could be any size pump. It could be a low to the ground kind of kitten heel situation. Or the other thing that's trending is block heels, or it could have a block heel. So also bows are really big. Think very feminine, big Laura Ashley bow situation. Bows shoes. It could be on the toe. It could be around the ankle. Around the ankle is, it's a super cute. But if you're really going to town on the shoes, maybe go lighter on the outfit to let your shoes shine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and then also, like I said, so block heels are very in 90s kind of chunkier shoes. And then Mary Janes are really popular. Like even at Madewell, I started seeing these like almost ballet flats with a Mary Jane.
I've always liked those.
Me too. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, so this is all coming back. Again, another very feminine look. Or you could even do a Mary Jane with a block heel. So that's kind of a new situation there. All right, my very favorite trend for shoes, though, is patent leather loafers.
Oh, those sound fun.
Penny loafers, patent leather loafers. And it's faux patent leather, okay? Because we're being
true
environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, all of those are out there. I love the look. It's a great kind of kicking back to 90s situation.
Oh, I can see that. I definitely would like to do the patent leather loafers and those Mary Janes because we talk about how we like comfortable shoes and those are comfortable. And yet you're saying they still are on trend.
Yes.
And I have some from way back I can just bring back out.
Wow.
Julie, you're the queen of, I kept that.
Yes. My sweater from college. I still have it.
That is so cool. Okay, what do you have, Julie? What do you have stored that you're going to pull back out? Can you describe
the
it?
Mary Janes. I have some really cute red ones that are a real soft, like a deep red. And they've always been some of my favorite shoes, but they do kind of come in and out. So, but I hang on to them.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Right. That would be perfect.
And even if you wanted to up your game, do you remember when we were younger, they had bows that would clip on to the toe of your shoe? You could even attach a bow if you wanted to as an accessory.
Yes.
So just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
Actually, that's moving us straight into the accessory category.
Okay.
All right. So accessories are kind of matching the shoe situation, which makes sense. Bows, again, bows in your hair, big or small, velvety, satin, it doesn't really matter. And so it's just, again, a very feminine look. Maybe if you're wearing a bow in your hair, maybe don't wear them, on your shoes too. Like maybe one at a time.
Right.
And then I don't think this ever goes out of style, but the only kind of purse situation that this article mentioned was that mega bags, like think a huge bag, are really in. And I don't know how you guys feel about that. I mean, I could see a mega bag, but to me, that's just cumbersome. I'm all about the crossbody situation.
Well, I love a big bag, but I don't like the pressure on my shoulder as I carry it around because I'll tend to overload it, because it's big and I can fit everything. And then I'm, carrying around, 10 extra pounds on my one shoulder, and it's really hard to shop that way.
Yeah. What do you do, Julie? What's your purse situation?
Well, I have this it's a leather bag from Fashionable. Are you familiar with that brand?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have that bag and I've had it forever. So that's just my go-to purse. And I just try not to overfill it because it is big.
Right.
But I can throw like hats and gloves in there, lightweight things. So it is nice to head out with that because it will hold a lot.
Right.
Yeah. I just feel like with all the 90s trends that are coming back, I have some purses that I bought years ago, the crossbody purses that I have pulled back out and I'm reusing now. I've switched out of my Lulu bag just for the time being, and I'm having a lot of fun with my old crossbody bags. And they kind of go with all of these trends too. But honestly, take these at your will. Like everybody just depends on what they like, what their fashion is, what their body shape is, and you decide what you want to do, how you want to incorporate those anyway.
Right. Oh, those are great ideas, Mindy. I love them.
Yeah, back to the cropped jacket. I was in Lululemon the other day, and I noticed all their jackets were short, but they were longer in the back.
Oh, that's
which is kind of cool. So they were about waist high, or a little above the waist in the front, but then they scooped down in the back.
Oh, that's nice.
And they were puffer, like puffer jackets. They were cute.
Oh, so these were like their winter coat type jackets? Oh, nice. Okay.
That is really cool. Well, I want to end with the color of the year.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Okay. The color of the year is peach fuzz.
Oh, so what is it? Like a real pale?
It's like
blonde?
A orangey.
Okay.
Peach. I mean, it's like a peachy color. And the article suggested that maybe you do that in a shoe or the cropped jacket situation. But honestly, I love peach. Like the color peach is one of my all-time favorite colors. And so I'm not too sad about this, but I'm curious to start seeing it kind of in the stores. Like, how is it going to be done in the stores that I shop at, normal everyday stores. So, but that's the color.
Yeah. Tell me if you came across this term, Mindy, because I just was Googling just general 2024 trends. It could be, they had different categories. And one of them, they talked about grandpa core.
What?
Okay. So
tell.
Grandpa core is basically a 2024 style. I think that's kind of coming into its own. And I think it maybe has been coming in because in the last year or two, my girls, when we'll go over to visit my parents, they'll be like to my dad, "Oh, I love that shirt, Papa." And then my dad will like be, "Oh, I have another one." Then he'll give him one, And then he's like, "Oh, I got to get another shirt. I have to give it." So they started like kind of raiding my dad's closet a couple of years ago. And now it's kind of like in the news. Like, I guess there was coastal grandmother trend, and now there's grandpa core. And it's basically anything that you would find in your grandpa's wardrobe is now cool. Maybe not for our age. But like,
I don't think that's a midlife trend.
No, more for our like young adult kids.
Wow. Okay. That actually takes me back to when I was a teenager and all these 90 trends were, popular then. I did used to wear my dad's blazers or my grandpa's blazers. At the time, I would put them with jeans, a little t-shirt, Mary Jane's. And the blazer would be an oversized situation. Some of them, they were so well made. They had like the elbow patches, and I thought those were the coolest.
Oh, yeah.
And so I totally dressed like that. and borrowed their blazers. So maybe that's the whole idea. Even with this whole button down boyfriend shirt that we talked about earlier, maybe that's where it's coming from too.
Yeah, this may seem weird to say, but I've robbed John's closet several times because I have this blue button down and it's kind of long. So I let it hang out and I just wear all his great wool sweaters over it and I like it.
Oh, that's genius, Julie.
Yeah. And I guess it is that boyfriend look. That's kind of the look that it's coming from. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So grandpa core, you might start seeing the young people dressing more like that. I don't know, I think it's kind of fun, and we can incorporate it to the amount that we want to, Julie, like taking some of John's sweaters. Maybe just a little bit of grandpa core.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell on myself from something I wore yesterday. I kind of stepped out after I had done this whole, deep dive into fashion trends. I wore a cropped sweater. You guys, it stopped right where my jeans started. I was not showing skin because that's just not who I am or where I'm at in life. But I had a super cute leather belt, and then I had just the right jeans. And so both of my teenage boys reacted to my outfit. My youngest said, "Mom, you're showing too much skin." Oh. And I'm like, I asked Bryce when he got home, I said, "Hey, what do you think of my outfit?" He was like, "Oh, it's really cute." I said, "Well, let me tell you, like Nathan said, Mom, you're showing too much skin." Like, am I showing any skin? He's like, "You're like, there's no skin showing." But I think the fact that it was a cropped sweater completely threw him off that I was wearing it. Bryce said, "It is a younger look." And I'm like, "Is it too young? Like, should I not be wearing this?" Anyways.
Yeah.
It made
him uncomfortable.
I think the name cropped kind of scares midlife women off, but I do have some sweaters that I've been holding on to that I wanted to wear again that are just shorter. They're not, they come to your waist. And so now that I have high-waisted jeans, I've pulled those back out because I could never wear them with my low-waisted because then you would have skin showing. So,
Julie, that's exactly right.
I hate high-waisted jeans, but it does let me wear some of those sweaters that I like.
It does. And let me tell you, I got compliments from all the women that saw my outfit. Like a lot of compliments. Like, "Wow, oh, I really like that." But I was on trend, but apparently my boys were not ready for me to be on trend.
Yeah.
They were worried that you were going to raise your arms.
I'm not doing that. I'm not out here to show my belly button, okay?
Well, thank you for sharing these insights, Mindy, because pretty much my fashion advice comes from you every year. Now I'm starting to notice, like when I was looking up grandpa core in the list of things, it did show shoes with bows. And I probably just passed them by because they don't immediately appeal to me, because my first inclination for everything is always no. But now that you've said that they're trendy, I'm giving them another look like, well, maybe I could do a bow. I don't know if I can do a bow around my neck. There's a picture of my mom when she was a teacher, and it was like taken for the yearbook, and she has this ruffled collar with this bow. And she's probably in her 40s, and I just can't separate that picture of her with like, could I wear that? No, I would be that picture then.
Actually, that would be so cute if you had wide leg jeans that really fit at the waist, tuck the shirt in with a cropped blazer.
I know it would be cute, and I know they have it out there. I just don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, I hear you. Well,
I appreciate hearing all this. Like, even if it's not anything I'm going to wear, it is kind of fun to now take notice. Like, that's what that is. That's that look. And then I tell my daughter, like, if something is trending, it'll be a good 3 years before I'm in that.
It'll be on its way out before you buy one.
Yeah, because just like you said, like, I can't see myself in that because it brings back some memory of like, oh, I was so glad when that trend left and now it's coming back. And it just takes me a while. Like,
yes.
Like, some things I find quite ugly. And then in 3 years, I love it because that's all you see. It takes that for me to love something. Like, okay, this is my only option.
They've taken away everything else.
like the Pioneer dress situation, that will never catch on. Just let it go.
Unless I'm in like a reenactment or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
In a Civil War reenactment.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Julie, now you did research on home trends. So usually when we've done these shows in the past, you guys have kind of said that they mirror each other a little bit. Like what you're seeing people wear is kind of maybe a little bit of what you're seeing in the homes and vice versa. Did any of what Mindy say match up with what you found for the house?
Well, it's funny because you could look up a trend and then the next article would have just the opposite. So it was all over the place, but I did see the peach thing, Mindy. Peach was a color. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of I did try to stick to things like Better Homes and Gardens, the Today Show, Southern Living. Okay. So I did see this pretty much as a universal statement that in the past, there's been specific schools of design like farmhouse, mid-century modern, and that kind of moving forward, it's going to be less structured, kind of anything goes, which I like. Like mixed styles. But we could start with the color. It's no question, blue is the color of 2024. At least 7 companies had chosen that for their color of the year.
Okay.
But I saw peach on one. So but the color that every single article talked about, and that's what I was trying to pull, is something that was more universal, was brown. Not beige, but really brown.
Like wood brown?
Yes. So like that would mean like wood cabinets are coming back, wood furniture that's not painted, leather sofas, more in the caramel, rich browns, which means we'd have to get away from the gray to make that work. So I like that. Warm. Yeah. So very warm colors. And then all the colors that go with those, like rich mossy greens, raisins, even like deep reds. Red was kind of making a return. They called it a heritage red. So not a fire engine red, but a very old muted red. One thing I saw that I liked was painting rooms all out, like the trim, the ceiling, and the wall. I did that in my old house. I didn't do the ceiling, but I did do the trim and the walls, and I like that look. And it just gives a real warm, cozy feel.
Now that you're mentioning that, I'm trying to picture like when you did your library, that moody blue-green. I loved that you had the walls and the woodwork, but I don't know. Would I have loved it if the ceiling was like that? I think I would, but my first reaction, as usual, is like, no, I don't think so. But now that I think about it, maybe, but I don't know if I would like it in a whole house like that. I'm not sure.
No, and I don't think they would mean that. I think they would mean a specific room and probably a smaller room, like to make that bold statement in a small space.
Yeah, I could see that then.
Yeah. But so browns are definitely happening, really warm browns. And it kind of has a 70s vibe to it,
That makes sense. All those colors you just said, Julie, I have been seeing the Chris Loves Julia Instagram page that we have talked about on here before that I follow. Like she just did that deep red trim and doors. She just did the trim and the doors in like a hallway. And then she had like a blue and white striped, it sounds crazy, but she pulls it off.
No.
I was like, wow. And like their bedroom is brown, the deep brown pink color. And they're doing like the rich, deep mossy green color. And I'm like, literally the Chris Loves Julia Instagram page is showcasing all of these trends that we're talking about.
Yeah. Which I love her look. And I have my bedroom is just very neutral and I really want to redo it. And I'm slow to start because I want to do something. I think I want to do something kind of bold like that, but I don't know. I don't know how to start. Yeah.
Julie, you're going to be so dramatic. I can't wait to see what you do.
I'd love to paint the trim. It's just a lot of trim to paint, but I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
All right. For kitchens, bold colored kitchens will definitely stick around in 2024. We've gotten tired of colorless kitchens. And then I found so many that said the white kitchen will never leave. It's just timeless and classic. And so I really think that's just a personal preference. I do think white kitchens will always be in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what you like. And, they just said, be careful if you're going to pick a bold trending color, because it could look dated quickly, you may be repainting your cabinets again. But they did say green in the kitchen was still pretty popular. Warm colors, like more mossy, natural greens, like everything's about bringing nature inside. And, I did see this because I'm looking to paint my island, and I can't find a good color. And I had tried a blue. And it said, don't put blue in the kitchen, because you think of the kitchen as warm and fire and all that and spice and everything. And that blue is like a cool color, and you don't put blue in a kitchen. I've seen plenty of kitchens that have blue in them, but I thought that was an interesting perspective. Like it's not the place for blue,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. This is just a little niche thing, but the home coffee station is big for 2024. They said it's more than a trend, it's a lifestyle. They even call it cafe core.
Oh,
I love how core is added to every word.
Yeah, grandpa core, cafe core.
Yeah, they said there's like 120% spike in coffee bar styling on Pinterest between 23 and 24, or 21 and 24.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
So like they're getting rid of the little bar carts and things, and it's actually like a countertop, a space. Yeah. It's kind of an artful focal point in the kitchen.
Right.
So I liked that, because I do have that. I've made that in mine.
Marie says that's never happening in my kitchen.
Well, we don't really drink coffee, but you might be in my situation, because like Mindy came to visit and I don't even own a coffee pot. And I said, I don't own one anymore because people are so particular that there wouldn't be any point. Like they want such fancy coffee that unless you're willing to go all in, it's not enough just to have a, Mr. Coffee for the occasional cup that someone wants. So Mindy said that's totally fine, because she'd rather just walk down every morning and get it from the local coffee shop anyway. That's kind of a treat for her. But yeah, I mean, if you're like me, like I've just kind of given up on even the idea of providing coffee, because if you don't drink it, you're not going to have this whole big fancy machinery and all that, because you're never going to use it. I wouldn't remember by the time someone came over how to even work the thing.
Yes. And we had a really good discussion, I think, about the whole coffee situation, because generationally, this is very different. I have a Mr. Coffee pot simply for my mother-in-law and my father when they visit. They are the only two that use that. I have my Keurig and my Keurig carafe where I can do like fresh ground coffee beans for myself. But then when my younger adult children visit, they literally have like the nicest espresso. They can make steamed milk. They can do like everything is so much more complicated with their coffee process, because literally it's all about quality. It's not just having coffee, it's the right kind. And then what kind do you drink? And so, yeah, Marie and I landed on don't even
try.
No, you have a coffee shop right down the road.
Yeah, but it's $6 a cup, and I drink
really good
every morning.
I'm saying just for someone like me, like there's no reason for me to try to have all that, because the next person that comes in might not even like that kind.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or they might make their coffee with a totally different process. I can't keep up.
It's true.
Well, I have a little counter that's separate from my main line of countertop. So it was perfect. Like it has my espresso machine. I keep my scale, my grinder, my all that right up there.
She's got it all.
And but then I also have like my little tea kettle, and all my tea is stored under there. So it can be tea, hot chocolate, or coffee.
Oh my goodness.
So but I get it. Like my daughter's she's kind of the one that got me into coffee. And she said, Mom, I bought a Mr. Coffee.
Oh, what for?
because with two little kids, it's not an enjoyable, relaxing experience. Like she's not sitting down savoring this coffee anymore, because everything's on the go. And she goes, you know what? I'm in a phase of life where I need Mr. Coffee. But I'll get back to that. I'll get back to all
might
that.
Be trending something, because the pendulum may swing in this coffee situation.
It could.
It might be like Grandpa Core coffee, you know.
Yes. We're calling it now. You heard it here first. Also, I just realized that when I come to visit, we're going to Julie's house for coffee.
Yes, for sure. Because, I don't have anything to offer you.
Marie's like, nope. No, I love staying at your house, though.
Well, it's a treat to go up to the highbrow coffee store and get coffee.
Yeah.
Yes,
on the weekend. But every day I've got to make my own.
Oh, for sure.
No.
But the fact that you said scale, I mean, I'm out. I can't imitate that for you, Julie.
No, I first thought, are you weighing yourself as you're making your coffee? That's the first thing that came to mind. Oh. Julie's like, how much do I weigh today? Okay, that's how much
Can
coffee
I have
I'll
this
drink.
cup or not?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. Yes, that was way off topic. Okay, I just thought I would hit on some things that you might see on social media because I thought this was kind of funny. And we might have talked about this, Marie, a couple of weeks ago. But there's this trending thing circulating on social media, particularly TikTok, which I'm not on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called bookshelf wealth.
I brought it up. Yeah.
But with that term?
Yeah, I saw it on a reel on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bookshelf wealth is the rejection of the perfectly manicured, clean-cut homes that have reigned supreme in recent years in favor of coziness, layering, and character. It can be maximalist, minimalist, monotone, or bohemian. It just simply has to be authentic to you. And it said, these aren't display books. These are books that you have actually read and curated. And, so it's forget the whole rainbow order of books. You've seen people that put their books on in order of their color or turn the books around or do only black and white books. Forget that. This is just, everything looks kind of haphazard, except it's well thought out. And the one thing that what I've seen with this look that I kind of always wanted to do, and John was like, no, that is so stupid. Have you seen like people hanging artwork off the bookshelf front? I love that. But he's like, how am I supposed to get a book off the shelf if it's behind the painting?
He's too practical.
I totally get what he's saying, but I always love that when I see it.
I know, me too. Yeah. And so they said that was kind of a trend too, is like artwork just anywhere on the wall. And they even showed some that overlapped. I thought that was a little weird.
Overlap on the wall?
Yes, like the corner might overlap another picture, and then not confined to the boundary of the wall. Like if they had that picture mold on the wall, the pictures didn't have to fit in that. Like it was just very, very random and eclectic, and pictures on the bookcases. So, I don't know if I might want to hang a picture on my bookcase.
Yeah, I know. I think you should. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and it's also not just books on the bookcases, art, collectibles, plants, whatever. Just a hodgepodge.
I have never been a good bookshelf decorator, and we have these beautiful built-ins in our front piano room. I'm going to send you guys a picture. I have wanted help with these bookshelves since we moved in.
Oh, I would love to come and work on those, Mindy.
Please.
That's such a fun thing.
Okay, well, I'm going to send you a picture. You can see it is hodgepodge. It is haphazard. There's a little bit of order to it, but also you can tell me if I'm trending or if I need help.
I was going to say, maybe it's already in trend, Mindy. If it's
maybe it looks like you worked hard to get it that way.
Possibly, maybe on trend. Possibly, I've just lost my mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
I'll send you guys a picture of what I've got going on so far.
Yeah.
All right. There's one last thing I'll talk about just because this is something I've considered doing. You're going to start to see murals appear in unexpected places, such as foyers and stairwells.
Yeah.
And it said, no more boring, neglected stairwells. And right now I have a boring, neglected stairwell.
I love those.
And it's curved, so it's even kind of hard to decorate. Yeah.
So I can't hang straight pictures,
right?
Or at least not very big ones. And if they were small, I think it would look ridiculous. So
yeah,
I'd have to have too many. So I don't know. I have looked at murals, but the price, was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just I have noticed that in a lot of magazines though, or on a small wall. You'll see murals.
I remember my grandparents had a mural above the chair rail on one wall of their dining room.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's popular.
Yeah. So I could totally see that coming back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that would be beautiful on a curved staircase too.
Mm-hmm.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, about $10,000 beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I was thinking back to Marie, didn't Abigail paint some sort of mural in her dining area?
She did, but then she painted over it a couple years later, but or a year or so later, yeah.
Did she?
I mean, just because she got bored, but yeah, if you can paint your own mural, Julie,
that's
get
what
your
I was
paints out.
Julie, come on, you can do this. This is nothing like flooring.
Just think of it kind of like all those old world artists working for years and murals in those churches. You just start on your staircase and just keep going. Yeah. I could see that.
Just on my scaffolding at night.
I know. I was going to say, hopefully you don't kill yourself climbing up there.
You can always paint over. It's just paint. Isn't that what they say? It's just paint.
and blood, sweat, and tears.
Sure, until I have to strip it off my molding.
Yeah. True. All right, now we want to look at the trends for exercise and fitness and that category. Mm-hmm. And Mindy, as our residential trainer, what do you have for us?
Oh, I'm so excited. You guys, I had no idea when I started this search how enjoyable it really would be. Just like all the other categories, I actually Googled health and wellness trends for 2024. I'm like, is this even a thing? Well, it is. Mm-hmm. And I chose to go into Shape Magazine's choices for the trends because I felt like they were the most reasonable, again, for us.
Right.
And then I loved everything that it said. I'm just going to quote the article. All right. Mm-hmm. So as 2023 turns to 2024, you don't necessarily have to go all in on the new year, new you concept. After all, are we really all that different just because the clock strikes midnight? I was like, this is a great start to an article to talk about health and wellness. So the very first term that they start talking about is body care. I was like, what is body care? And the author talks about how, like we spend all this money on our skincare routine for our faces. Like she gets regular facials, things like that. She's using retinol products like for anti-aging or whatever you do for your facial skincare, which for some of us, that would be Cetaphil products. And others of us are going to a dermatologist. So wherever you land in the spectrum, body care is the new trend, and that's using even retinol products on your body. It's not ignoring the rest of your skin, basically. The things that you do with your face, there are products now that are focusing more on your body from the neck down. So just kind of think of it that way. Okay. All right. So you're just going to see a lot more products in the body care category. Mm-hmm. All right. The next thing that it said is coming in style. You guys, I so got so excited about this. Badminton is trending.
I saw that, Mindy.
Badminton. And it likened it to, do you remember when pickleball started to get really popular? Like this is the next thing is badminton. For those that are not necessarily going onto a pickleball court or a tennis court or wherever you find yourself. And you guys, what's so funny about this is we have just purchased a new badminton set. Our family has always loved to play. And they are so much easier to find now online for putting them up and down, taking them up and down in your yard. So it's not the traditional stake in the ground with the strings that you have to stake in the ground. All right. You can find these pop-up badminton nets now because we just bought one like a couple weeks ago. And then I saw this in the article and I'm like, literally, the Stillmans are trending. We didn't even know it.
Yeah.
But it's trending because literally most people can play this sport. You don't have to go anywhere. You can put it up in your yard and have a great time.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering if you got hurt playing pickleball. You're like, well, I can move to badminton.
It just seems to be so much fun for all ages. You can just stand there and decide to not even move and just wait for the little birdie to come to you.
Right.
Or you can fly all over the place. But I'm so excited to see badminton coming back in. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun. We had a badminton set up in our yard for several summers. I remember them.
Yes. And literally people that play badminton on a regular basis, there is medical proof that it improves your cardiovascular and pulmonary function.
Okay. Healthy.
So there you go. Okay. This is a trend that I'm super excited about. And it's one that we all, I think, probably are already kind of doing, but it gives it a term. It's called slow travel. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So think about it's the opposite of when you travel, having a punch list of things to do that you're running crazy, you're exhausted, and then you come home and you have to recover from your vacation. The idea of slow travel is that you're going there to relax. Actually, relax. Actually, take your time getting there. Focus on maybe going to the spa or focusing on wellness. Like the wellness retreat idea is really, really big right now. Going someplace to just rest, take care of yourself, things like that. So it's called slow travel. And I'm like, this is really good. But so people are like, think more even staycation idea. Really being intentional with time off and being intentional then with that rest time. Sounds good, right?
I've never really been big into thinking that I'd go off and just spend a day. If I'm going to travel somewhere, I want to go out and see it. I don't want to sit in the spa in that city. Like, to me, that doesn't sound fun, but
yeah, it's like if you have limited vacation time, when are you ever going to see London?
Right.
If you're sitting in a spa?
If I'm going to take the time to go somewhere, I want to see the place I'm going.
You guys are not having it.
No, we're not going to do slow travel.
Okay, so maybe the idea
on a maybe on a road trip.
Go to London, but not have and take your time, like slow down.
No, Mindy, we got to see all the things.
We got to stay out till midnight and be out by 8.
I don't think I'm capable of slow travel.
Okay.
Mindy's not going to want to go anywhere with that.
No, just because I'm telling you the trend doesn't mean that that's how I vacation.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you what Shape magazine is saying is trending. And I'm thinking this is a younger generation.
I know.
Because I'm with you guys. I get so excited to see architecture, museums, artwork, landscapes, God's design in the mountains, lakes. Like, I want to see all of the stuff.
Now, I consider the beach slow travel.
Right.
I truly rest at the beach. Yes.
Do you?
We don't sightsee. I mean, we just look at the ocean and sit on the beach and get in the water and eat good food.
Yeah. So we don't have to be on trend here.
No.
You guys are
and we won't be.
No. Okay, so maybe we can get behind this next idea.
Okay.
The term is digital detox.
I can see why people would want to do that.
Yes. Okay. So one of the statistics that they referenced was that as of 2018, the average person in the US spent 10 hours and 39 minutes on a screen each day.
That's a lot.
And I was like, oh my goodness. And so this is actually one of Pinterest's most predicted trends for next year. Is taking a digital detox, setting up usage limits, setting boundaries on your devices, and almost treating it like food, fasting from your devices. So think even like intermittent fasting, right? You open a window to eat at a certain time, you close a window to stop eating at a certain time. Think of your devices in that category. Just different ways. Or like some people will calorie count to lose weight. They use only so much during the day. So think about that. Like you're giving yourself specific amounts of time to spend on your phone. So that's where it's at, is digital detox. So you hear the slow travel, you hear the digital detox. It's all about just, kind of recovering.
I can see that.
there.
I like that.
And so, okay, the next thing, this was funny. Knockout workouts is trending. And I was like, what does that mean?
Right.
Literally think about knocking out, like punching, knockout workouts. Okay, think martial arts, jujitsu, things like that. So apparently we got some anger out there. And this whole like punching situation, like knockouts is where it's at. So it's a really good cardio exercise. This is trending, is to be doing some sort of martial arts cardio. So I'm like, okay.
I don't know. I think I'm going to be behind the times in this whole category.
Yeah.
Oh, we do boxing at my workout, like kickboxing, and I always like that. Yeah.
Okay.
You really sweat, and it is a good thing it feels good to punch something.
It does.
Yeah.
You're right, Julie. It does. All right. I've just got 2 more things in this category of health and wellness. The next one, I was really excited. It's called Big Talk. Big Talk is trending. What they mean by that, it refers to basically deepening connections through meaningful conversation. There are a lot of apps or games out there, and I've even talked about conversation cards. Think conversation cards. Think meaningful conversations, intentional conversations when you're with people. And so there's apps out there that have conversation starters or ways to have meaningful conversations. There's a game that it suggested. It's called the Get Closer game, and it has options on the game: close, closer, or closest, depending on what level of question you want to talk about with whomever you're with.
It's called the Closer game?
It's called the Get Closer game.
Get Closer game. Interesting. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea, but it's kind of telling and sad that meaningful conversation is a trend.
That's what I was thinking. Or that we need an app to have meaningful conversation.
Yes. Yes. But I think, it's
it's a good tool. Yeah.
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 Just the idea of, and we see this like with social media and everything being online. It's really to feel disconnected. It's really easy to feel disconnected. And so people are looking for really genuine, deeper connections.
Which would mean get off your phone and go out and talk to people.
Right. Yeah, take the digital detox and go have some big talk.
Right.
All right. The last thing that I'm going to talk about, it's called mocktails. We've heard of mocktails before, but this is a trend with restaurants, and it's basically celebrating sobriety. That there's been so much focus on wine and alcohol and things like that, that the trend now is a healthier version. So when you go to a restaurant, a lot of restaurants now will have a mocktail situation and basically a non-alcoholic cocktail. Think lots of different types of fruits. So if somebody doesn't want to consume alcohol, these are trending so that you can still kind of think like people, if they go to have drinks together or whatever, this is a way for you to go out with people and not feel you're not having something you can partake in.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah. That's a good idea.
I have seen that trending on Instagram. I follow this lady who, I can't think of her name now. Her name's Nicole, but I can't think of her call name or whatever you call it. But she is given up alcohol. And so she does these mocktails. And I made one because it was supposed to be for sleep. And it's the tart cherry juice. Have you seen that? That's a big one right now.
Okay.
It is so good. I got the juice at Trader Joe's, tart cherry juice and bubbling soda water and a little ginger. It is really good. And it's supposed to have behind magnesium and tryptophan, so it helps you to sleep over time. So
yes.
So you're supposed to drink it before bed?
Yeah. And I think she said, like people that drink this for 2 weeks showed an increase in sleep, like maybe it's not an instant thing, but I think it's the magnesium in it. But I just liked it for the taste. Like it really looks good, and I like cherry juice. So
right.
It's good. Yeah.
Let's say one easy at-home recipe for this, and this is just something that Joey told us that they started doing and we started doing, and it is delicious, is orange juice or any type of juice mixed with sparkling water.
Mm-hmm.
That gives it a bubbly, fizzy kind of flavor, and it dilutes the juice, adding whatever sparkling water. You could do a flavored water with it and mix and match juices with waters. But that carbonated sparkling water with a juice is an excellent at-home kind of mocktail situation. Put it in a special glass and it just feels super fancy.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's great. Well, thank you, Mindy. Those are a lot of good health. When you say health and wellness trends, yeah, I like that term. Yeah. All right, we have one more trend category. Julie, you searched foods that are trending.
Yeah, and so the mocktail thing kind of leads into sparkling water has not burst its bubble, they said.
Okay.
That it will still be around. That is one of the more popular drinks, flavored, non-flavored. And I know I love it, and that's how I kind of gave up soda, like Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper, any of those. I just like that bubbly, burning feeling. I don't miss the sugar and the flavor. I just love that sparkling. So they talked about functional beverages were going to be really popular. And I thought, what does that even mean? And they said beverages that offer you something for your health, your wellness, well-being. And they said that functional beverages, they have some that offer clean caffeine. I did not look that up because I don't know what that means. But drinks to help you sleep, drinks that have prebiotics, drinks that have probiotics. I don't buy or drink any of those, so I don't really know what that means, but I think I'll start, my eye is going to start noticing those. Foods that are fortified with protein, like think rice, pasta, baking mixes, snack foods. Like high protein was the number one ranked eating pattern for the last couple of years. Like everybody wants high protein this. So you're going to start finding it in other things. And this was a term I had not heard. I'm always behind the times, but girl dinner.
Oh, yeah. I like girl dinner.
So like that's cheese, crackers, nuts, and deli meat, and which is a charcuterie board. And I have done that for dinner.
So fun.
But serving food on boards is going to continue to be popular. And they said it's just a way to kind of elevate a meal that is really pretty simple. We've seen butter boards, candy boards, sea cutery.
What's that? Seafood?
Like seafood,
Okay.
seafood and stuff. Yeah. And then this was charcuterie.
Yeah.
A fruit board. I've seen baked potato boards. I've seen taco boards.
Yeah. My girls made a baked potato board for Christmas to take to my mom's. And it was fun. We had all kinds of toppings, did the potatoes ahead of time. It was a big hit. So yeah.
You kind of think any kind of buffet, you just put it on a board,
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of fun. So that's going to still be popular. And then I don't know how many midlife people are interested in this, but it said definitely a rise in third culture cuisine, which is called fusion, where you take two cultures, get their most popular meal, and then blend them.
So
Indian and
Mexican.
Mexican. Like Indian and Mexican. So you might have a Mexican lasagna, which I do have a recipe for. So like you're blending the best cuisines.
It's called third culture meal?
Third culture cuisine, and it's typically called fusion. So it's just blending. And a lot of chefs and restaurants, that's a popular thing on menus. So
yeah.
Fun. Okay.
So, and I was just going to talk about social media. And as far as food, it said, as a result of social media, half of Americans, 51%, say they have tried a new recipe because of social media. 42% say they've tried a new brand because of social media. And 29% said they have tried a new restaurant. And I just thought that was interesting. Like social media is obviously a very powerful way to influence people's eating habits. I know I get I told you I'm a cookbook collector. I love cookbooks, but I don't open a one. I mean, all my recipes I see on social media now, and I start following these people, and I learn I like their style, the way they cook, and the ingredients they use, or how easy it is, or it's a one-pot meal. Everybody kind of has their thing. So I think that's a great thing that social media has given us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot more productive than a lot of things on social media.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mindy and Julie, for looking into these 4 categories for us: fashion, home design, health and wellness, and food, because I think those are probably the 4 major areas that you would even look to see what is trending. And so it's good to know what's out there. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you think of the 2024 trends, whether you plan to incorporate any of them into your life, whether you are like, no, there's no way, I cannot do that again. We find all that to be so interesting. You can find us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast, or you can email us at midlifematterspodcast@gmail.com. But before we go, we want to do I'm a Fan. And Mindy, what are you a fan of this week?
I'm going to smack in the face of everything I just said about fashion trends and tell you that I am personally a fan of hot pink. Can you see my nails?
Yes, those are pretty.
It looks like I'm living in Miami. They're that bright, bright pink.
That's a nice, cheerful color for January.
Listen,
it is.
I pulled out I have a purse that's almost the same color that I have decided is my go-to purse right now, because I think the weather is so dreary. We've had snow. Well, you have had snow. I have had rain, lots of clouds, it's cold. And literally this is my pop of color in absolutely everything right now. So I've got the purse, I've got the nails. I'm even doing I'll do a brighter pink on my lips just because I need color in my life. And let me tell you, I'm on trend with this, but that Target shirt, the oversized boyfriend button up and down tunic situation, I just bought a very bright pink one in that shirt. I will send you the link so you can be on trend, but also, hot pink was not mentioned anywhere. That any type of pink, I'm just all in right now. I don't know why, but that's where I'm at. So I'm a fan.
Awesome. All right, Julie, what are you a fan of this week?
All right, I'm a fan of some shoes. I think I mentioned this sometime last year that there's this great shoe store in Nashville called Marty and Liz, and they have really high-end brand shoes at very reduced prices. And so I went in there, and the last time I went in, I found 2 pairs of shoes and bought them immediately. Well, that happened again. So I bought a pair of boots, and then I bought a pair of Birkenstock tennis shoes. Mindy, have you ever seen them?
I didn't even know Dillard's the other day.
I didn't even know they made them, and they're navy leather, and they have the same cork sole, but they have rubber around it, so you don't see the cork sole. They have a little slit cut out at the back so that they're Birkenstocks. But what I love is it's the same sole bed in the tennis shoe as the Birkenstock sandals.
Seriously?
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, because I have to have that low heel drop that Birkenstocks give. I buy my other tennis shoes, my workout shoes, my running shoes in that style. And then, so this was just perfect. And they're really cute.
Oh,
and I think they're $140, and I got them for $65.
That's wonderful.
I'm so done. Those were at Marty and Liz.
Yes.
I haven't tried those type of Birks on, but now that you've said that, I'm going to have to try them on.
Yeah, they feel just the same.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I am a fan of something that I'm not actually wearing, but I'm a fan of it. 1, because it's saving me a lot of money. And 2, because I think that other people will be interested in it. So it's funny that when my girls were in high school, they had to have Lululemon leggings. You couldn't have a knockoff. You couldn't. Well, now that they're in college and they have to buy more of their own things, all of a sudden they're into all the dupes. And so all 3 of my girls this year are really into this item on Amazon, which is a dupe for the Lululemon leggings. It's called Hey Nuts Essential Workout Pro Full Length Yoga Leggings. They're high-waisted workout compression pants, and they're only $28.99. So that's a significant savings.
Oh, yeah.
They've each ordered multiple pairs. They love them, so I just want to link to those in our show notes in case someone is looking for a good Lululemon dupe. These are approved by young adults as they're just as good as Lululemon. Now, I don't know if that will be the case, but even if they aren't, you've only spent $29.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you know which Lululemon legging this is a dupe for?
Just those tight tall, high-waisted ones.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't know exactly.
Like, no. Okay. It's okay.
The traditional, when you think legging, this is what you think of.
That is good to know, though, because I see so many, Lululemon dupes and on Amazon, and I started following this one girl because I think I looked at every item she wore, and I was going to order it. Then I started looking at the reviews, and they were all bad, and I thought, this girl, like, she looks great in them. She models them on a video, but it doesn't show you how long you keep it or how long it's going to last or if it's really thin and cheap, So, I like to get a tried and true.
Yeah.
Mock.
That's a big deal. And Amazon returns are so easy. Even if you ordered them and tried them on and didn't like them, send them back.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Are you going to share that link, Marie? I totally want to shop for those. Okay, cool.
Yes, I will. All right, Julie and Mindy, let's maybe we can have a little recap maybe halfway through the year on what things we actually did adopt as trends, because I'm interested to know.
Yeah.
This was so fun, though. Like, every time we do this episode, I think about it when I shop. I think about old episodes of trends. So
for sure.
Super fun.
I know. Makes me want to go to Target and look around.
I know.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys next week.
All right.
Sounds great.
All right. Bye. We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.